Well, hello again. Oh, 1 second. Yeah, so today to start off, well, I was thinking go through the commands that don't have like type checking yet, which kind of need them. I got them here. And do that, but before that, a slightly more interesting thing is I was gonna make a command for changing bases, because yeah, because sometimes, like, I find myself a lot, like, going to here and being like, zip. Well, you can see, I look up in decimal. Well, yeah. The math actually, I can do the math in here. I believe I can. Right. When it reads like the 0x, or I also have for like a binary, and I think also base 8. I forget what base 8 is. I never use base 8. Um, but for this, it just, as soon as it reads this, when it's parsing it, it just converts it to integer, which I kind of need to change currently. All arguments, their integer arguments are long integers. That's not the best. Well, let's see. So that works, except that it's in, base. You'd probably want it in base 16 if you ask that. Although, with this new command, you'll be able to convert that. So, I already have most of that in my line conversion class, but the only thing with that is then it would be a line. And not an integer, which is fine if you just want it to be outputted, but something I like about how my commands are structured is the fact that they often will, actually return the thing, kind of how you expect it to, like plus, minus 10, 5, so that's going to be 5, and then you can do 7, and so you can stack them. Although at the same time, I guess conversion isn't really something that has any effect. Yeah, I guess if it returned the conversion, it would still be in base 10. It's still it's still the same. So I guess it should be, it should just output what it is instead of actually returning that, because it doesn't actually make sense otherwise. So I also would like to get some tests going on here, but I'm not good at writing tests. I've only done it in like 1 or 2 projects ever. Even then, not that good. And, never in Ada. This is my first Ada project. So, you mostly just check if stuff's correct. Although, there are certain things, that kind of make the process more better, you know. I don't know, maybe we'll look some stuff up about that after this. For now, let's look at the lines converter thing. You know, can I use a with statement inside a thing? I think you might be able to. No. There's gotta be a way to only import what you need, but I'm not 100% sure. You know, one of the weirdest things in languages is like package management, like how code is shared between files. It's always kind of, you get the feeling that's kind of thrown together, you know? Like, oftentimes. I feel like Java has done a good job with their stuff, but then again, it's Java, so. But that might kind of be part of their philosophy, a very corporate kind of language. I feel like Ada would also, in that respect, be a bit more, you know, considering its creators, but who knows. So let's see. We want to turn a long int, I guess, to a line, and then line to unknown. No. No, we want to turn... Wait, okay, what do we want to do? We want to take an integer. Okay, I'm thinking two parameters. First one, the integer you want to convert. The second one, the base. Now convert it to that base. Yeah, and so for the initial base it's in, we don't actually have to do anything. Because, as I said, the parser automatically parses it. And granted, this only gives it then support for, like, a few bases. But, you know, who uses more than, like, base 16 and base 2? That's it. So, okay. So we got our long integer. And we should turn it into... Okay, yeah, none of these are really useful for what we're trying to do, actually. What we're trying to do is convert, but those aren't really for converting. They're for, I mean, for converting, but not between bases, rather between... Although, no, they do convert between bases. Wait a second. Okay, I think we should use unsigned to line. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Where am I going? thinking about writing some documentation for this because it is getting more complex, but at the same time, it's not really useful for anything yet, so maybe. I got a lot of Python stuff in here because I'm also working on just some stuff for my physics. Can graph for me and do the calculations. Okay, we have an error. Oh, we have to convert the type, yeah. Bruh. And that also has to be converted, okay. Short unsigned. Or was it short? No, that's fine. Oh, well, even if this builds, we didn't add it yet, so okay. Okay, so let's try it out. So let's say I have this, and I want it to be in base 10. Well, first of all, one way to convert that to anything to base 10 actually would be this. Okay, but let's see, base conv. Yeah, what about like a weirder base? What about base 3? Okay, base conv 15. Interesting. And it's not going to be able to do over 16, I don't think, because I don't have... It relies on my... I have like a digit thing for converting from, like, you know, a number to a digit. I don't think I have anything over base that... Well, that might be correct. It might just be that it does not use anything like that. Let's try a big number. Let's try base 20. Yeah. Yeah. Another thing to change is... Oh. Huh. Usually when, like the last chance handler throws something, you can't continue from it at all. Although this time, we could. Although I'm kind of curious what went wrong there. I mean, I said what I thought would get wrong, but it seems 2 areas were being hit. I'm curious. And we should... I would have expected that I put some checks in there for this sort of thing to happen, because I think I did. But let's see, what file? Well, I know what file, but let's see. Ada... util. Okay, so yeah, it was too big. Now what was the other error? 62. I should really change up the font also, but also I don't really want to change up the font. I want to just okay, yeah. I just want to wait until I got a bit more infrastructure and then just make some simple bitmap font loading. Because, like, hard coded font, who cares? It can look bad. Whatever. So, this is working pretty well. What about, like, something we know? Quick sanity check? Yeah, okay. Yeah, everything looks great. So what else? I was gonna put more checks. Oh yeah, well let's first put a check for the thing we just wrote. Oh yeah, so I finally learned how to make multi-line if statements. I can't believe it took me so long, but it's like the style error it complained about was never like whatever it's called. It was not informative enough, so it took a while until I saw on like Stack Overflow or something a post where someone had done it like this, like boom. Which, you know, I like actually. This looks a lot better than what I was trying to do with this on this line. But like it's kind of unexpected, or it was unexpected. That's more or less the only checking we have to do. I mean, okay, we can also throw in some checks for the size of this. I think in Ada you can also just do it like this, yeah. If it's less than 1, or it's greater than 16, then base 1, does that just repeat how many ever things there are? Oh wait, this is the wrong way around. We want to say if it's... Okay, so let's just quickly check that. Okay, so no, this is not allowed. It's allowed in some language. Is it Python? I don't remember. Okay, it's Python. Bruh. Now I am curious to see this. Okay, that's concerning. Should one not be allowed? Okay, actually... Yeah, because thinking about how the actual conversion code works, if it's 1, it's going to loop forever, because each time it just recursively divides it by the base. And so base 1 is a real thing, I think, but it should be minus instead, which it isn't, so yeah, this will have to do. The rest of this has some error checking. Well, it has error checking, but it's not throwing errors using the error handler. It's just outputting. Although that's kind of better than some other stuff here. Let's check out... Okay, this I think has it, because those are new. This I think might have it. Okay, well there's not even that much here. That doesn't matter about that. Okay, that's good. I think file system might be the one that does not have. Okay, I think I added null checks. Or not null checks necessarily, but I added a lot of... I replaced empty checks with null checks, but... Well, yeah, I'm not sure. Seems to be alright. The other stuff I have been working on is a lot more difficult. Trying to get the keyboard to work primarily. Hopefully that's soon. If I get the keyboard to work and I get like uh, some persistent storage, then that's like, you know, we can get into some real fun stuff at that venture. But for now, I don't know. I think stuff's at a good place. So I'll end it here. Yeah.